Hello there. This is Christy Jones, Holistic Health and Mindfulness Coach. And I wanted to make you a video because the training goes so quickly, and I know most of the training is focused on what you're learning for the school year, and the work that I'm doing is giving you a little bit of brain breaks and a little bit of mindfulness tools for your own health and well-being. And instead of having to remember everything that we did, I wanted to make you a couple of short videos so that you can refresh your mind on what we talked about and then pick out the parts that are useful for you. So I wanted to dive in and start from the top of talking about mindfulness, and that mindfulness is being in the present moment without judgment and without being attached to the outcome. And so mindfulness is, oftentimes we hear about mindful meditation or mindful breathing, taking about 10 or 15 minutes a day to focus on your breath and to just be aware of your thoughts, regardless of what the thoughts are that go into your head or into our head. And that's a fabulous practice, and I highly recommend that. And in our training we talked about more about mindful awareness and mindful movements. And so I want to offer different perspectives around mindfulness when we're in education, and that mindfulness, being in the present moment, we can practice that throughout the day, every day, and within our school environments. That mindfulness is how we communicate with our teachers, making sure that we're present in those conversations, that our mind is not wandering in another direction. Same thing with the students that we work for, that our conversations are that we're in the present moment without judgment and not attached to the outcome. Mindfulness is also taking time for our own health and well-being, being aware of how much sleep we're getting, how we're caring for our own bodies. Are we taking time to eat lunch, to make sure that we're hydrated, being aware of our own stress level in our body, and taking little tiny, even if it's 1-minute breaks, to rebalance ourselves so that we can be mindful in our day with our interactions with those that need us. And also being aware of that it's so important to get a little bit of time outside too, where we're connecting with nature, and I'll talk a little bit more about that also. So mindfulness can show up really in every aspect of our life, and the foundation of that is first knowing that we have a natural state of balance in our body. And I'll refresh your memory on this, that our natural state of balance is very much like a tree. And right now I'm at my favorite park. I try and do as many of my videos here so that I'm outside and you get to look outside also. But our natural state of balance is very much like a tree. A tree needs to have sunshine coming down to nourish it, and water coming up to nourish its roots. And when it gets enough of both sunshine and water, it thrives and it grows. And our body is very much like a tree. We create warm energy in our body, and that energy is meant to flow down to our abdomen. When it does, we digest our food properly, our circulation is good, we feel balanced and grounded on our feet, we don't freak out when something happens, and we go to the bathroom regularly. And that's actually really important. Also, that signals our kidneys to release water. Our kidneys are on the back, like if we were putting our hands in our back pocket. That goes up to our head and it cools our head. It releases water up to our head. Since our kidneys are in charge of the water in our body, it goes, cools our head, and creates that natural state of balance, which is a cool head and a warm abdomen. That is our natural flow of energy. That's our natural balance in our body. So in the philosophy that I follow, we call that water up and fire down. I follow a Korean philosophy, and that is what they call our natural state of balance, is water up and fire down. Unfortunately, most people are under a higher low-level amount of stress in their day, starting from kids. Even kids, when I work with kindergartners, tell me that they feel stressed. Our energy reverses, and our warm energy flows up to our head, and we feel anxious, depressed, overwhelmed, brain fog, frustrated. We might lose our temper or just not have much focus. And then our abdomen becomes cool. We're holding tension. Anybody ever feel like their gut is tight? They're holding tension in their gut. And then our abdomen becomes cool, and we might deal with stomach aches, headaches, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, food allergies. Our gut literally is in charge of our brain. So we have found, neuroscientists have found, that we have brain matter in our gut, and it's really our gut that's controlling our overall health. We make 80% of our immune system in our gut, 95% of our serotonin, which is our feel-good chemical, and 50% of our dopamine, which is our drive and our desire, in our gut. So when we're holding that tension in our gut is not going to be functioning optimally, and also our brain is not going to be functioning optimally. So what I'm offering in the mindfulness activities that I'm teaching you is a way to get that natural state of balance back in place, that we can actually bring our energy down to our abdomen, release that tension and that stress that we're holding in our gut, and get our water to go back up to our head and to cool our head. So we want to re-establish that balance every day and throughout the day with simple mindfulness movements. And some of them are more fun and silly and make us laugh too, and other ones are not so much silly but effective. And the main exercise that I encourage people to feel that, at least for the first time, to feel that natural state of balance, is tapping their head, heart, and abdomen a minute in each place or 2 minutes in each location, and you'll literally feel your head relax a little bit and cool off, and your abdomen feel a little bit warmer. It's in that place that we're creating that natural state of balance. And in a minute, I'll stand up and I'll go over that exercise with you. And I know at first it sounds really weird. You want me to tap my head and my heart and my abdomen. But it is through connecting with our body. If we're just thinking, so often we're thinking so much, we're holding so much stress and tension in our head. Stress happens when our body and brain become disconnected. So in these movements, we're connecting our body and brain back together. We're helping to release the tension we're holding in our body. We're increasing our circulation, which is really important. We're sitting too much as a society. Kids are sitting too much for sure, and they're not getting proper circulation in their body. But another aspect is that we have energy in our body, and that energy flow is getting stopped because we're sitting so much. All of these exercises will help create good circulation in our body and good blood flow. Our brain, here's a cool brain fact, is that our brain requires 25% of our blood flow to even function. And so that is why I love these activities first thing in the morning, so that we can create that natural state of balance and ground ourselves for the day. We can also use these activities in the classroom so that we can get our students moving, especially in middle school and high school. The kids probably have rolled out of bed and have not done a whole lot of movement before they've come into the classroom, and their brains are literally not working. And so we want to help them turn on their brain, and the best way we can help our teachers and our students turn on their brain is to take these mindfulness activities for our own health and well-being. We cannot teach what we're not practicing. And when we start incorporating some of these mindful activities and mindfulness, just being present in the moment in our conversations, in our day in school, we're going to be able to start integrating more mindfulness concepts into our schools. So I hope you have a good understanding of our natural state of balance, cool head, warm abdomen. We want to create that for ourselves daily, and I'm going to show you how to do it, and it's fun and easy. And also we're looking at, not only energy flow and circulation flow in our body, but when we look at our brain, we're integrating our 3 layers of our brain. So if we look at, I'm going to use a hand model of our brain. If you're familiar with Daniel Siegel's handy brain, this is it. So that our brain stem is our lower part of the brain. Our brain stem is in charge of our automatic functions in our body, our breathing, our heart rate. It's also in charge of the fight or flight response. The next part of our brain would be our thumb. If you put your thumb in here, this is our limbic system. This is our emotional part of our brain. This is where we store our memories. And these are our older parts of our brain that automatically react. This is where a lot of times we go when we get triggered by something. We'll react from the lower part of our brain. If we fold our hand over, this is our our cortex right up here. Our fingernails are our prefrontal cortex. This is where in charge of emotional regulation, our personality, our decision making, and as we know with kids, this is not developed until they're 25 years old. So they're still developing this part of their brain. Ours is developed, but sometimes we still get triggered and flip our lid and we go to reacting from our brainstem and the limbic system. So these exercises that we're doing are integrating all three parts of the brain, so our brainstem, our limbic system, and our prefrontal cortex, so that we can regulate our emotions, we can reduce stress, and we can make better decisions because we're integrating all three layers of the brain and the work that we're going to be doing together. So I hope you enjoy these mindfulness activities and integrate them into your daily life and feel the benefits, feel a reduction in stress, just feel more relaxed and present in your daily life and your work life too, and hopefully be able to integrate some of these tools into your school also. Hope this is helpful. The videos coming up with the activities are next.